afternoon, everybody. Here we are again, Wednesday, 20th of October. Goodness me, we were doing this time last year as well, weren't we? Time fly. Speaking of time, a couple of thank yous and things today. Well, thank you from Leslie and myself to Karen Russell, who sent us some lovely little key rings today. Leslie's gone quite giddy over hers. Thank you very much. They're lovely. And of course, birthdays. We've got to be saying happy birthday. And I hope you've got cake for Elaine Beddoe and Vicky Gearing today. So, absolutely, it's a star-studded cast. What are we going to do then? All right, so I've got a tile here today. I'm using a grey one because I'd like to bring out a little bit of white and some pastel pencils today. So what do I have with me? I've got my regular micron pen. I've got a brush pen. There we go, pen, brush pen. Now, brush pen, you could use a thicker pen, but I kind of like the brush on it. Just gives you a little bit of movement because, of course, that nib, there we go, look, that nib, oh, there you go, that nib bends, you see? So it's kind of nice. I've got my regular pencil, some tortillons lying around, and, of course, a tile. So let's see where we get on. Okay, turning it over then. So first thing I want to do is I want to put a bit of a border in, but I don't want to go too heavy because I might go over it, I might go below it, that kind of thing. So I'm just going to come on in with my pencil and another tile. I'm just going to sort of line it up. See, I like to line it up there so you can get two sides in one go. So along here, look, and down here. There we go. All right, and turning it round. Do it this way. I did want to say as well, thank you to everybody who's been kind enough to send in a tile for Susan, for her husband and things, so, and her family. So I'll actually just put them together in their first sort of order, and they're looking really good. So they should look kind of nice. I've tried to go in colour style, so we'll see how that looks. All right, we're ready for the next bit. Okay, I'm going to come in with my regular pen. Oh look, I can't do puppet shadows, but I can draw with a pen, so we're all good. I think what I will do, I'm just going to take my watch off because it sort of bangs on the table a bit, and we don't want that. Alrighty then, here we go. So I'm gonna start at this corner again. You can start at that corner if you like. It really doesn't matter, but I'm gonna start at this one, and I'm gonna create just sort of a little curve. Nothing major, just a little curve. From there, look, to there. Okay. I think while I'm here, I'm just gonna draw that in now with pen. You know, that part of the border, because that we're gonna fill that in a bit. So there we go. All right. So I'm gonna do another one from this point, and I'm gonna bring it out and in, and then same again. I'm gonna go out, then in. And another one, out, and then in. Okay, so I'm going to turn it again, and same sort of thing. So I'm going to do sort of a narrow one. Now I don't want these to touch. You see, it's a slightly different shape. Doesn't mean it's got to be that way. It just means that I'm not worrying too much about kind of shape it is. Excuse me. And another one. And another one. Here we go. So into there. And down to there. So I'm just going to sort of turn this round a little bit. And what I want to do is I'm going to create a little line here just to join those two. See, like that. And then one sort of this side as well. So I've got that kind of little diamondy kind of shape in the middle. Doesn't have to be seriously, you know, the same, or it doesn't have to be that kind of a perfect diamond. That's not what it's about. So I'm going to come in with my brush pen now. Oh, actually, I think what I'll do first, I'm just going to draw that line in there as well. Okay. There we go. Let's go a bit larger. Sometimes my zoom wants to work, but it doesn't. And what I'm going to do with my brush, I'm going to fill in this first piece with this black ink. You see that I can just sort of change the direction of it as I'm going. There we are. Just sort of work it down, fill that section in there. There we go. That's that one done. Just make sure it's neat enough. Okay. Turning it round. And back in with this one. There we are. Just sort of getting it down there. And along there. Okay. Just getting that filled in. So it's going to be quite an abstracty kind of tile today, which a lot of them are, to be honest. But, oh, so are there any more rulers? I'll have to ask John. It's, he's laughing at the other end of the room. John, they're asking for more rulers, sweetheart.
I think she's doing some at some point.
Is Leslie going to do some for us? Yeah. All right. Leslie's going to do us some. There we go. So let's have a look. And I'm going to choose, I'm going to choose this one here. I'm going to go in with this one. I'm going to start with a little dot. I'm going to go a little bit bigger, actually, so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, Vicky, there were some on there at the beginning of the week. They're all gone already. We'll have a look and we'll put a few more on. There we go. Of course, we're machining and setting up now for the next shows. You see here, I've got a bit of a point and I've gone round and I've made a little bit of a bump here. And then as I'm going sort of around, creating this swirl, it's got little bumps as we go. So they're not all in the same place, but they're just sort of creating this wobbly kind of shape. I know Sally, she's, I know she's been freed, but not really. There was a bit of crashing around at the machine this morning, actually. John and I were laughing at her. Well, a lot of material sort of went behind the machine and she went in after it. Yeah. She came out, it was not quite Dobby, it was more Creature. So if you know Harry Potter, you'll know what I mean. She was not impressed. Oh, hi Louise, and hi to your mum too. I don't know, going off to York. All right, you see how I'm just sort of doing the same thing, but I'm sort of starting and finishing. I've got a little bit here, so I'm going to just sort of fill that section there. And I'm coming down, I'm going to sort of start one here, I think. The aim is to fill this space with these little swirls. You know, you don't need a uniformity to them, and they don't have to be the same size. You see, I'm just sort of adding these little bobbles in as I go around. Just imagining that it's going underneath that last one. It's a really nice tangle, this one is. There we are. And see, I can now come into this section here and fill one in here. I think I wanted to get a couple of new tangles in today, so it was, rather than create a flowery landscape, because I know we do quite a few of those, I wanted to do something a little bit different, so here it is. There we are. All right, so you see they're just sort of going over and under each other. There we are. And down to this one here. Wandering around it. Okay. And it seems that you're all happy with the tangle I've chosen for the tile swap this month. I know my mum called me and said that she was, and she was going to give it a go again, so that's nice. So I know there's a few of you've got one of my mum's tiles now. I know I had one this month. I had Mitchie's, didn't I? I think, yeah, tile swap 9, I had my mum's. That was nice. I don't think she's got one of mine. But, you know, she gets enough perks, doesn't she? Being my mum. Oh, Sam, I'm sure, you know, I just sort of give you a little hint. The creativity, you know, when you see all the tiles together, it comes from yourselves. I'm just the spark. You're the ones that then take it somewhere. So, give yourselves a pat on the back. Okay. Oh, good morning, Diana. Do you know, it's lovely, isn't it, to speak to people in different countries. It's fab. We were supposed to have been coming to America soon, but sadly, it was cancelled on. Actually, John, you need to make a phone call, sweetheart. There we go. Look at that. Yeah, it's cancelled. Never mind. Never mind. All right, another dot. Okay. And wandering around. There we go. Okay. So, same sort of thing again, you see, and you do get a little bit quicker at this, but just be mindful that you want to make sure you do, those little bobbles, you do fill them in, because you don't want little gaps in there. Again, don't forget to start in sort of different places, because then you'll get some of them going over and under in different places too. So it's important that that works that way. So if I go just sort of down here, so this one's going to be at the front, and anything I do round it now is going to be underneath it. So it's lovely. There we are. So I'm going to, I have had a look at those of you that are coming to classes soon. That's fantastic. It's lovely to be welcoming some back and to be welcoming new people as well. That's wonderful. I'll send you something out in a little while. Please don't think I've ignored you. I haven't. You're all down on my little list now, so I'm really looking forward to it. Some exciting things that we're going to be doing. So, yeah. Of course, if you're up for it, and you think January the 3rd's a bank holiday, your hubby don't know what to get you for Christmas. Come on and book a class. Come and spend a New Year kind of thing over here. It's going to be fab. It really is. There we go. Sally, there are a few still, so there's plenty of time, because they're filling up for November, and then of course there's some in December. A few people have booked for that, and then I've put January classes on as well, so giving you plenty of notice, because I know some of you have to travel, and to make sure that you could all get yourselves in there. And we did test the heating yesterday. It's the first time we've had it on over here, and it's working fine. So it's all cosy. So much better than the last place. We'd have been working in coats now. Oh, hey Shirley. Oh, welcome. Okay, so we've got this one. Let's have a look at where we're at then. We've got 2 of those done. So we've coloured 2 in, and we've got 2 of those done. All right, like that. So I'm going to just fill this outer edge now. I'm going to do a little aura. Okay, so here we go. Double aura. What I'm going to do is I'm going to follow that shape, that line there. Try and do it in a few strokes if you can, rather than sort of sketching it in. It'll give you a better line. You see? There we go. Oh, I'm going to do it this way. Same on this side. There we are. And just sort of working it round. There we are. To that one. Okay. Don't forget to just relax your pen a little bit. Don't sort of grip your pen too tight. It's just, I'm going a bit larger so you can see what I'm doing. Let the pen do the work, and you don't want to sort of stress your hand any. Okay. And sort of filling them in. Now, of course, they're going to sort of get smaller as you go along here. You see I'm going around a couple of times just to reinforce that shape. And then the same the other way. So into this one. And along there. Okay. And I like doing bubbles. You know that. but they are very therapeutic. You don't have to have them as their perfect circles. It's not what it's about. Right, I'm going to just come on in now. If you've got space, you can put bubbles in where I'm filling, but they're kind of small, so I'm just going to fill them in. A little bit more drama to the space. There we go. So just taking my time, look. Sometimes it's nice to do that little bit of colour in as well. It's a little bit of a change. There we go. I'm going to do the same on this side. So remember that aura again. Sort of, again, relax the grip on your pen here. You just want the pen to do the work. Do a little bit and stop. And pick up again. And follow it round. There we go. And the same with this one. Along and down there. Okay. Oh, Joe. Hope it's getting better. Take a deep breath. Honestly, stress doesn't do any of us any good. I did have a bit of one earlier. Trying to order things and stuff, and things don't always go your way, but you know, when you've got John and then Alf around, you can't stay serious for too long, honestly. Not when you work here. Too much to do. Leslie's machining things today, and I've been printing. And of course, I've got some instructions for new kits. And John's been putting some books together. And working on some stencil designs as well. I actually give the hand-drawn stencils to John, and it's almost like, John, make it happen. And he does. And then, of course, from there we can... He says, on a good day. I'm a very, very harsh taskmaster, though. It's got to be right. You know, if he does something... I've got the whip marks to prove it. Oh, no. We must wonder what goes on in these premises. Oh, honestly, anybody that's been here will know he's well treated. Spoilt, almost. He's choking over there. There we go. Okay. Just taking my time here with this little bit of colour in here. There we go. Now I know I said I was going to bring some new tangles in, and we haven't quite got to those yet, but I'm building you up to them. It'll be fine. Okay. Alright, so this one here, I'm going to start, I want a bit of a line in the middle here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it up till I get to almost the middle. And then I'm going to have a little gap, and then little dots again, and then back to a full line. Alright? Oh, Nadia, you know him now, don't you? That's what it is. You know what he's up to. Yeah. There we go. See, I'm just sort of, I'm going to get a few in there. So just sort of breaking it up a bit, leaving that little gap in the middle. I'm going to a full line. And see if I can get two in this side as well. If you can't, it's fine. If you've done quite wide ones, and you won't get quite as much of a deep shadow, but it's entirely up to you. You could go in and fill those spaces in as well if you wanted. I'm going to leave it at that though. So if I turn it round, I'll do the same in this one. So along towards the centre and then in. Leave a little gap. There we are. And then again, see if we can get two either side. And then down here, see, just sort of work it back to that point. I know, Lisa, he doesn't think he's retired. He loves it, really. Okay, and in that one. Okay. And this one. Okay, so we've sort of got that kind of going. Let's have a look at this middle bit then. I'm just going to do a little aura inside there. Just sort of follow those lines and create that little shape on the inside there. Okay, so we've got, I'll say, a little bit random going on. So, okay, I'm just going to come back to my pencil for a minute. And I'm just going to sort of add in a little bit of a curve here. See, a little bit of a curve. And Alice in names, yeah, they do have names, or some of them do. This one's Rock and Roll Diva Dance. This one's called Mist, spelled M-S-S-T. And the others, at the moment, we've just got sort of lines going on. I don't tend to worry too much about names, but I know some of you like to know them. They do have names. There's so many of them out there, it's hard to keep up with them. Okay, so we've got this little shape, you see? Just going to... now, again, see when I'm up at the top by the border here, I can choose to go over the border, or I can go under the border, and you'll only see a section of it. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to come and put a bubble across the top. See, it's sort of largish. And then I'm just going to put another one down the side here, look. And maybe one sort of here. And I'm going to put one here. That's just going to fit there. Let's have one. See, that's going to go behind that. You see, that's why we did it in pencil. And let's put another one there. Okay. So I'm just going to put some little lines, you know, just joining up. This one is behind, so I'm not going to do that. Put one there, look. And there, we're just going to have that point in. Little curves on the top. Okay. And then I'm just going to now draw that line back in. You see, we're not going to see all of it. I'm just going to get a little bit of it. Okay. And then let's put some little lines all the way around those little bubbles we've drawn. Of course, you could have yours a little bit bigger if you wanted to. Mine are going to be kind of small. And then, of course, that one is going to go all the way over and follow around there. And this one's going to go over that one. But again, just putting those little lines on. Just following it round. And then I'm going to do this one first. And around. Okay, and we've got that one in the background. Just adding those little lines. And then let's do this one. See, just working my way around. And that one is going to sort of sit behind that, I think. Oh, I like them. Good, aren't they? All right, shall we do another? Hairy cherries. Let's do one sort of here. So the first curve and the second curve, it sort of goes up to a point. And again, I've gone out of the border. It's up to you. And then let's put these little bubbles on. They don't have to be at that top in the centre there. We can have one like coming slightly over. And let's have one here. Go. Let's put one. Let's have one in the front here.
I'm running away.
Oh no! Leslie said she's fed up. She's had enough. Do you know she's decided she's going to go moonlighting? She's auditioned for a play and she's not told anybody. And then suddenly, I'm up there in Peterborough. She thinks, see, Peterborough's far enough that I wouldn't know. And I'm up there in Peterborough minding my own business, and what do I find? A leaflet on the desk. Look at this. Just look at this. I mean, look, she's in a musical. How did that happen? You know, this is what happens when you give your elves socks. They go off and do their own thing. Which is why today she's literally almost tied to that machine because she needs to get her work done.
For the next 3 weeks, I
there before she can go. Oh dear. Oh, I haven't put that in, see. You thought she was all sweetness and light? Yes. There we go. Oh dear. All right. There's little bubbles in there. All right, let's have a look. Let's have a look where we're at. Okay, I think I'm gonna see if I can get another one in. And again, I'm just gonna bring it in pencil. Let's go this way with one. Just as I've got something to work to, and add in those little bubbles again. Oh, let's put some curves on there. That'd help. There we are. And I'll put one in there. Look, it's going behind. Put one there, and then of course we can put that back in and add those little sort of lines, and then again, just going on. Can I just say that if there's anybody on here like Shirley who is new and they're saying, what on earth is going on? Sandra has an elf, really? Honestly, yeah, I do. She's a very tall elf though, and she helps out with anything and everything around here. Take her sock back. Oh yeah. Oh no, she is lovely. What would we do without her? Okay. I'm just going to come in with pen now, and I'm going to bring in a little line, and then I'm going to add some smaller bubbles, as some might touch and some might be sort of working their way out, and then I'm just going to join them. You see that one hardly needs joining, and let's bring this one up. Oh, goodness me, did you hear that thunder? It rumbled the whole room, that did. There we go. Let's bring one up here. So I'm going to put one on the top there. And a few. See, they don't have to be sort of all the same distance apart. Wherever you want to put them. And then some, if you can, join them to the stem. I know we put heating on for this week and everything. There we go. Stir. Round we go. Adding a few in. There we go. Oh, I know, Ray. Yeah, I know he's had his lunch. We've fed him. Well, there's no rustling over there, so there's no biscuits been had or anything like that. So, okay. All right, let's have a look at the next space then. Okay, these ones, they're great ones to do these, but let's just think about it for a minute. Okay, you might want to do the first one in pencil, and because the more you sort of do, you start getting a bit carried away with them. So here we go. I'm going to sort of come up and to the side. And then a little curve, and then a little V, and then oh, I know, Daphne, life's it's too short to be serious, isn't it? We have to enjoy what we're doing. Okay, and then I'm going to sort of come off this shape here, create a curve, and off this shape, create another curve. See? And then I'm just going to do the same again, but same point of starting, but I'm just going to a little bit further up. Same around here, a little bit further up. Okay, and then I'm just going to fill that centre one with some lines. Same on this side. Okay, and then I'm just going to follow this curve again. I'm just going to put a little extensions there and there, and I'm just going to add little dots. There we go. So let's do another. So I'm going to go the other way this time. I'm going to start there with that curve, and then a point, and then that curve again. and around. Okay. And then along, creating that point. Along, creating that point. All right. And then a bit wider. And back down there. Okay. So again, see this time I'm gonna, these curves, I'm gonna sort of make the curves fit with these stripes. There we go. So it's just sort of getting its way around. Okay, and then again, I'm just gonna add 1, 2 extras with little dots on the end. All right. Julie, yes, I think it is raining. Or it has been. We just had sort of one of those flash showers. It is raining there now. It's gone very dark. There's that V again. There's that bit. You see it's gone underneath. And then again, I'm just going to sort of follow that shape round. And again, around. And as before, I always start in the middle with stripes. It gives you a little bit of a balance, I think. But you don't have to. And then, of course, in with those little dots. There we are. Okay. I'm going to get a little bit of one. It's just sort of hinting in there, really. So you know it's going to be there. It's, you know. And I think let's get one more in. So it's going underneath there. And then there's our little V. And that little shape there. Like a little fleur-de-lis, isn't it? I know, Julie, they're a bit different, aren't they, these? I mean, you could use them as leaves or flowers. You could extend them if you want to. There's quite a few things you can do with them. But, this is, I mean, you could even do paradox, which is what we did, or we're doing for the tile swap in there if you want to. And then a couple of little lines, look. A couple of little lines. Okay. Enough space in there, of course, to add our little zingers in there. Let's have another one here. A little dot on the end, look. Follow it round. There we go. Let's get another one in. These are nice to do. If not, you've got to be really careful, because if you're not, you end up with a whole tile full of them. There we go. And into those. There we go. Okay, let's have a look at where we're at. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a random shape today, but I kind of like that. It's enabled us to try a few different tangles out. So, okay, I'm going to come in with a pencil to start. I'm going to bring a bit of pastel in later, but just for now, let's start with our pencil. And I'm using quite a sharp one today. I have actually gone to the trouble to sharpen it, so see, a bit of a point on. So first things first then. I'm just going to bring in a little bit of pencil sort of on one side here. Just sort of pulling it out and then creating a bit of like a little bit of a V. And then I'm going to add some all around that shape there. And this one here. And this one here. Okay. While I'm here, I'm going to add some all the way along that outer line there, and then up and along this one here. Okay. I don't know actually. I might not put that line in at all. I might just let that run free. The same with this here. I might not put border in. See how I feel in a minute. Okay, so again, I'm just adding some pencil all the way around the shape there. And to that point. Okay. So, of course, our bubbles. Let's go a bit larger. So, I'm just going to add that little sort of side smirk Of course, when they get too small, you can't really do it, so focus on these larger ones. See, a little smirk, like a smile on the side there. Alright. And I'm going to do the same, the bubbles on the other side. Again, if you can't fit anything in those little ones, don't worry about it. Your tortillon will probably have enough graphite on it when you've used it to add a bit there. There you go. Okay. But of course, across the top here, I'm just going to add some in across the top there. Alright. And same down here at the bottom. So let's repeat that on this side here, into that one, and then this one. Okay, we can always come back and add more there if we need to. And let's have a look at these. We're just going to add a little bit of a smirk on those as well. Of course, some of them you might find they're a little bit small, don't worry about it. Okay. And then of course just sort of go around. I think while I'm at it here, I've got a rubber handy. I'm just going to rub out that border there because I don't want it an impact later. You probably won't see yours, so it might matter so much, but there you go. Just going to get rid of a bit of that. I'm going to do the same on this side as well, I think. Let's get rid of that line there so they're free. There we go. Okay, so on these little shapes, I'm going to add some just sort of the base there. Same with all of them. Of course, along there. On that one. And I'm going to just add a line just sort of on one side of the singers there. Okay. All right. So in with our tortillon. Here we go. I'm going to start in the middle. Let's go that way. So I'm just going to sort of follow that shape that I did earlier. See that V? And just then move it along a little bit at the top there. See, I'm just being very gentle, just softening it out. There we go. See, I've left a gap there. I want the light, but I've moved it a bit further along here. And then, of course, just sort of softening the sides. Those two there. Alright. And then I'm going to come into the sides first, I think. I'm just going to soften those little curves. And again, I don't want to fill the whole thing. I just want to leave a little bit of that tile showing through, just sort of giving it a bit of shadow there. And then here we can go all the way over, just sort of soften it. Again, trying to leave the centre without any graphite on. There we go. All right. And let's turn it round and do the other side. So again, those little bubbles, working them in. See, just follow the curve as you're going. Just trying to leave a little bit of a gap. And same in here. And same on this side. Okay. So let's go to this side first. And of course, we're just going to soften off those little lines that I've done there. Just going to very gently blend them out. Yeah. You see, so it just sort of, I've not got all of those with a bit of pencil on, but you've got enough graphite on your tortillon. It holds enough for you to go on in and add a little bit there. And then this one, I'm just going to sort of come around in little swirls, just to sort of give it a little bit of travel. And I'm going to go over the whole thing. There we are. Okay, I think I'm just going to give it a little bit of further softening. You see that? Just sort of working its way over. And then Same this side. So I'm just going to do this sort of area here. Just touch that. And in there. Okay.
Oh, hi. I was told you were getting caught. Right, we're going to try and beg for something, aren't we? Yeah. Let's go somewhere quiet, so I'm just been talking all that's live on air.
Okay. There we are. Just sort of working my way round down here. And along there. Okay. Just sort of soften it along. Oh, I do apologise, I was off camera then. I was just doing my own thing and completely forgetting there was anybody there. Okay, now you see you've got these little lines here. It's going to be worth coming in and just adding a bit of pencil. You see there, just where they're going underneath. Just sort of helps with the shading a little bit. I know we don't worry about where the light is, but if something's behind something else, it's usually probably the right way of doing it. Okay. Alright, so let's have a look at where we're at the minute. There we go. Okay, so let's bring in, just for now, I'm just going to bring in my black pastel pencil. If you haven't got one, don't worry about it. You can do the same with pencil, but you can't blend it with the tortillon. You could put another layer of the graphite down, but I just want to show you the difference. See, this is a chalky based pencil. So if I just now come on in there, and if I add some along here, see, I'm just stroking it ever so gently. You see, I've not completely covered the whole line, just done little bits. And then sort of the same along here. You see how that sort of has made it stand out, almost like the pen did. There we go. And along there. Okay, and then I'm just going to bring a little bit of it just in the top there. And just in the top there. Same with this one. And then this one. Okay. So when you're using your tortillons for this, it's handy to have a few lying around because, of course, you don't want the rest of your colours taking on these pastel colours. Or you can use a nail file and just clean off the one you've got. See, I've just given that a little bit more of a depth. You see there? And then along we go. And to this one. There we go. And then, of course, just sort of in the centre bit here that we've got a little bit, I'm just softening it out. I'm not trying to move it anywhere as such. I'm just sort of easing that dark edge. There we are. There we go. Okay. There we are. Okay. So that's not bad. Let's just, there we are. Bring in a colour. I'm going to go with red, I think. I'm just going to add, you know where we put those little highlights? I'm just going to add a little bit of red. Might do those a different colour actually, just the big ones. There we go. And then, yeah, I think I'm going to use a little bit of yellow. Just on those little ones there. You see, just a tiny little dot will do the trick, just on these little ones. Now, I'm not going to use the same tortillon as I've just used for the black here, because we don't want to, as I say, we don't want to mix it up. I'll use another one. It's got a bit of graphite on, but it's okay. Let's just move that red in a bit. See, I'm just sort of brushing over it. Just giving it a little bit. There we go. See the yellow? Am I going to do anything at all? Perhaps just that one there, look what it's Other than that, doesn't need anything. Maybe a bit there. Okay. And of course, this side, I think I'm going to do... shall I do the same? Yeah, I'm going to do the same colours. And bring a bit of red in. And again, I'm just going to put it where I put that original shadow with that pencil, you know, when we first started. There we go. Bit of red there. And then back in with that tortillon. I'm just going to push the colour up a bit. It's going to be slightly more subdued because we've used pencil before we started. If we wanted just the colour, then you'd just come in with the pastel and you wouldn't use any of that original pencil. And then of course it's got to have a little bit in the middle, hasn't it? So I'm just going to come in and add some red over the top of where I originally put the pencil. And again, back in with that tortillon. And I'm just going to ever so gently just sort of soften it a touch. So okay, now we need the white. This is where hopefully we're going to see a bit of a difference. So you could use my white pencil if you want to, or you can bring in the white pastel. It really doesn't matter for this. I'm going to stick with pastels and I'm just going to add some white, the opposite end of that. So where the red is. Little bits at these top ends. And then on the opposite side of our little zingers to where we put the other line. Across the centre here, straight across there. Same with this one, straight across, straight across. And then of course those little bubbles, opposite side of where we put the original pencil. And the same on this side. You see, I'm not putting a massive amount on. Just enough. There we go. Okay. And then the only thing I'm going to do now, you notice if you've got a single tortillon and you want to sort of blend the white and you haven't got a nail file handy, turn it round and use the other side of it. Just be gentle. But you see, you'll still get a blend out of it because it's quite a sharp edge. You see, you'll get that. I might put another layer of that white on in a minute. And then just sort of ease it off. As you go, I'm not going to touch the bubbles at all. Let's bring some more in. I'm just going to add a touch more. So you can build it up in levels. And then let's just add a little bit onto these. There we go. Just sort of brings that little highlight up there. And again, just not really smoothing it. I'm just sort of touching it almost, just to sort of take off that edge. There we go. Okay. There you go. I've blown it now. That's all fine. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do just to finish off, I'm just going to come in with my micron again. And you see where I've got this line here that we've not really put anything else on. I'm just going to come and bring that line out. Same with this one. Just be careful it doesn't go completely over your pastels. I'm just working to the inside of the line there. Because fine line doesn't like going over your pastels. I just want to sort of bring that centre bit out. There we go. So we've got a bit of a gem going on in there. There we go. Okay. So saying a little bit of an unusual. And again, yeah, at least they're always different. I do have another one that I did in blue with a lighter grey tile, so you can have a look, see what you think. I've not signed any yet, but I'll get them done. So there we go. So this one, look, a little bit same but different, but it's just giving you a little bit more of a choice of what you can do with it. So if I actually go and sign both of those, there we go. Let's Just nice using that white, isn't it, on a slightly darker tile. But whichever way you want to go, whether you want to be more subdued or whether you want to add a little bit more of a bright in, it's entirely up to you. And of course, there's nothing stopping you bringing your white pen in. Let's do that. I know I've just signed it. Let's have a look. And of course, now that the black has dried, there's nothing stopping you. Just filling in. Let's add a few little bubbles in there. Look. There we go. And let's do that on this side as well. And start in the middle, or middle-ish, of course. It's going to get a little bit smaller as we go. Same again. Oh yeah, there we go. Shall I do that with this one? You can see how it goes. Actually, do I have... Yeah, I do. Should we use a blue pen? Let's use a blue. It's not going to be as sort of direct, but then this one is slightly more subdued. There we go. And turn it round. And into those little spaces there. There we go. So the choice is yours. Let's have a look at that. That's kind of nice, isn't it? Nice and subdued, but it's there. So whichever way you go, whichever you choose to do, have a bit of fun with it. Post it and let's see what you've been doing. And of course, you don't have to use a grey tile. You don't have to use a black pen. You can use whatever you like. But as long as you have fun, a little bit of relaxation there, a little bit of thunder in the middle as well. But yeah, we got over it. We've got all sunny skies again now. So, okay, until Friday, I'll leave you to it and speak to you then. Okay, so in the meantime, take care, everybody. Have fun, and I'll see you soon. Bye.